Hi everybody, it's Raven Moonflower again. Um, I thought I would just discuss how I came to be Wiccan and how I started on this path. I actually grew up like everybody else. I grew up like a Christian. I grew up Christian. Pardon me. Um, I was pretty much a born again Christian for a long time. Um, and then one day I did a lot of walking. I lived in Southern California. And I was doing a lot of walking in the neighborhood, and I kept seeing this little house that looked like a cottage. And I thought, that is the coolest house. And it always had a lot of flowers around it, and it just had like a positive energy that kind of drew me to it. And I happened upon a guy that kept watching me go by the house, and I kept looking at it, and he comes up to me. And he says, "You don't want to go in there. That shop is run by a bunch of witches." And I said, "Oh, it's a shop." And he says, "Yes, it is. It's full of witches in there. You don't want to go in there." So the next day, I walked by it, and I thought, I'm going to go in and see what it's about. Because usually when somebody tells me not to do something, I'm bound and determined I'm going to do it. So I decided I'm going to go in and see what it's about. So I go in, and I looked around, and I never in my life felt more positive energy in a place. The vibe in that place was just fabulous. And I looked around, and I got a book on Wicca. My first book on witchcraft was actually Silver Ravenwolf to Ride a Silver Broomstick, and I just thought the cover was cool because at that time it was a picture of like this witch on a broom, and it had like purple background swirling, and I just thought it was so cool. So I thought, well, I'm going to get that and see what it's about. And I also picked up a tarot deck. And I brought it home, and I read the book, and I started playing with my tarot cards. And I also had got a book to tell how to read the tarot. I've always been a psychic intuitive. Excuse me. I don't know why I can't speak tonight. I'm very tired. I've worked all evening, so forgive me. But I've always been a psychic intuitive. And I've always been able to be a medium and speak with the dead and whatnot. And so I thought, well, I'm going to see what this is about. So I started reading the tarot cards, and I got fascinated with tarot. And I just absolutely loved it. And then I delved more and more into Wicca, and I got some other books. My other books were all by Jarena Dunwich. She's not a really mainstream popular author in Wiccan books, but I really always liked her. And I picked up her books because the covers were always cool. I just liked the artwork. And that's what usually draws me to a book, is the artwork, strangely enough. So I got into it that way, and I've been practicing probably about 14, 15 years, no longer than that. More like 15 or 16 at this point. My practice is pretty simple. I don't do a lot of elaborate things. Like I just had my SBAT, and it was, probably less than 15 minutes. I don't have a lot of ritual tools and all that. I feel like your personal power comes from within, and you really don't need all of that. So I just never have had all that. I love incense and candles. I love that and stuff like that on my altar. And I have a representative of the goddess and god. In a future video, I'm going to show you my altar. It's very simple. Because I live with other people, and while they're very accepting of my path, I don't think they're going to want a big bunch of Wiccan stuff out for their friends and family to see. So I have to kind of be discreet because I do live with other people. But I've just never felt the need to have a lot of tools and things. I feel like your power comes from within in Wicca. And you can have the best athame, you can have the best wand, you can have all those things, and it's not going to really help if you don't know what you're doing and you don't have any personal power from within. And I feel that that is far more important. But this is kind of short. It's actually the SBAT. I just got through with mine. and I just got through cleansing and blessing my home, and I'm kind of tired because I've worked all evening. So I'm going to make this video short. I just felt like making a spontaneous video about how I started in Wicca. So that's all I have to say for right now. Thanks a lot, and I really appreciate you watching. Subscribe and comment below. Thank you. Blessed be.